It's interesting today. Jesus picks out 72 of his disciples and sends them out. Now you might see in some versions where it says 70, and there's different Greek texts that some people interpret 72, some people 70, but it's the same gospel. It's interesting because he tells them to go, to have no money bag, to carry no bag, to carry no staff, and to wear no sandals. Now think back to the Middle East. Over 2,000 years ago, all the roads were dirt. A day's journey would be 10, 15 miles walking. Imagine walking without sandals, without a staff to protect you from predators, from animals, from whatever might be. And he said, don't greet anybody, which meant if you passed somebody, you would nod. But in the Middle East, it would be very common to greet strangers along the way by stopping and kibitzing for 5-10 minutes, and you know how that goes. But don't do that, he said. Keep walking, show an urgency. And then whatever town you come, just go to the first place you're invited, and if they welcome you, stay there, do the healing, preach the word of God. Tell them the kingdom is at hand. If they don't accept you, shake the dust off your feet and move on. Don't judge them. Leave it to God to be the judge of them at a later time. It's interesting that of the 72, none of them were the 12 apostles. He sent out regular people who had heard his word to spread his word. He gave them the power to preach, the power to heal, and he told them they were even protected from scorpions, from snakes. And they came back rejoicing at the power they had, and they felt so wonderful that they spread the word of God. Yet we see in Jesus' reply a kind of a rebuke about power. And it's something that Jesus spoke about with his apostles too. That for Jesus, power was not in lording it over or exercising authority over people or telling people what to do or telling demons or whatever what to do. For Jesus, the power for him was in serving your fellow person, your fellow man, your fellow woman. To serve them and give them the word of God, spread his love, spread that word, teach them what it meant to be a follower of Jesus. It's something that I think through the centuries, even in the church, it's something that has to have been learned and relearned almost every generation, because I think ingrained in our nature is the idea of control and power and wanting to have, micromanaging of things. It is very hard to give that power away and serve people, and that is what we're called to do, to give our love, to show ourselves stripped of the externals of the staff, the money bag, the sandals, and just present ourselves in our humanity of who we are, how we love, how we give. As Christians, we love and we remember that everyone is our brother and sister.